There we go. Welcome, everybody, to the Lightworker Global Call to Action, the LunaHolistic podcast. My name is Geneva Robbins, and I'm a Reiki master here in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Thank you all for being here, those who are able to join live and later. It's amazing that you are here bringing your presence and energy to this beautiful world we're living in. I'd like to introduce my helper tonight, Bia Bootsma. She's also a Reiki master here in Calgary. Say hi, Bia.
Hi, everyone. It's good to be here.
Thank you for joining me. Thank you very much. And before we get going, I also want to extend a deep thank you and respect to all of the Indigenous communities all over the world, including the Treaty 7 peoples here in Calgary. I am so very grateful to all of you and welcome. And if you are an Indigenous person, thank you and welcome everyone for being here. This call is, the theme is There's a Way. And it's really driven by this idea of this guiding principle or guiding light that can lead you through all of the obstacles by having, a statement or an intention or an idea that can really be a phrase that can pull you out of the muck and grime and move you through all of the things that kind of restrict you or that hold you back. So sometimes having that one positive thought or one positive statement can be that thing that lifts you up and lifts you through. And one of them for me is there's a way. There's a way through this. And that one statement has pulled me through so many obstacles and difficulties I can't even begin to mention how many times it has inspired me to think a bit deeper, to expand the way I'm thinking and to get into that solution problem-solving mode, which is really, really important, especially now when we are faced with so many obstacles in every direction, it seems at times. So yeah, but before we get into that, I'd like to do a short little grounding meditation with you. And grounding is, in case you hadn't heard from previous podcasts, grounding is an energetic technique. It's really a meditation or visualization technique that helps you plug into the earth below you to really anchor yourself in an energy that is stable and lasting and can give you immense support and strength. And so we'll do this meditation together. Your meditation practice is boosted by closing your eyes and slowing your breathing down. And if you do those two things, it really helps you settle into a more peaceful, centered, calmer place within you. So we can begin. And so you can just gently close your eyes and breathe very gently. Just bring a soft focus to the energy within the earth. Feel and sense that vast power, the supportive and nurturing energy that is present within the earth. And now bring your awareness to the energy within your body. Notice how the two energies, the energy within your body and the energy within the earth, feel. Now allow these two energies to find their own natural balance, a harmony, an equilibrium. You may feel roots growing down from the bottoms of your feet into the earth below you, as if you were a magnificent tree. Or you may sense a strong connection, like plugging into a socket or clicking into ski boots. Or you may feel the magnetic connection of gravity, connecting your root chakra with the earth's root chakra. Use whichever imagery gives you the greater sense of connection and stability. Just resting for a moment in Mother Earth's loving hug. Feeling that love and energy surround your whole body. Feeling supported and nurtured and loved. Knowing that there is a lasting energy within all things. Bringing peace and comfort and safety. And within that energy, you know all is well. All will be well. Everything is okay. You are enough. You are loved. And you can begin to bring yourself back, gently wiggling your fingers and your toes. Bringing the energy down your legs, with your hands, just smoothing the energy down your legs. And then with your hands facing your body, you can smooth your aura, that energy field around the body, just smoothing that energy out, giving it a little pat, sealing it in. And then when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Yay. Thank you, everybody. That felt so good. It felt just so nice and loving. I felt this bubble of energy just settle all around me. And I just felt very settled and sure and certain and sort of like a magic eraser for all of the worries and concerns of the day. And just everything feels a lot brighter all around me. So that's how I experienced it. I'd love to hear your experience. So either in the chat, in the live call, or later you can type in the comments. I'd love to hear what you experienced in this meditation, and we'll be doing a longer meditation later, so stay tuned. You can just type that in and I can read out your comments. But Bia, I've got Bia here. How did that go for you?
Yeah, that was also really relaxing for me. I definitely felt that magic eraser to my aura. Just feel really clear and feel really calm. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. It's it's quite amazing the power of our collective energy. And when we gather, it creates such a powerful uh, it creates such a powerful vibration, and it can really hold a lot of space for all of us uh, to ascend and go to a deeper, more connected space, and in with a lot more ease than when we're trying to do it all on our lonesome. So, and that's really the purpose of gathering together in these calls and on the podcast, is to connect with each other as we're all transitioning into whatever the world is transitioning into the unknown, and bringing as much light to that process as possible. So that light within ourselves, that's the first step, is to light ourselves up, so then we can light the way for other people. One of when I first started, and I made the LunaHolistic Center here in Calgary, I had been working and teaching in many different locations, and just sort of developing the skills of Reiki training, being a Reiki teacher, and doing sessions in various places that I would rent or borrow from people, or from my friends, using their living room to teach out of for many years. And then there was this sort of divine magic sort of worked, and everything sort of clicked together, and I was ready, and it ended up being that I was able to start creating the physical location of Luna Holistic about um, 4 years ago, 5 years ago now. And when that all clicked together, it it was just magical. It was like the doors of the universe all opened up for me, and I just walked through. But as when you're starting anything new, there's a lot of unknowns, and there's a lot of unfamiliar territory, and you get there and you think, I'm not prepared for this. This is new and unfamiliar, and I don't know what I'm doing. I don't have all of the answers, and they're sort of tossed into this new circumstance, and it's challenging. And I would get to this place where I'm like, I got all the way here, and now what? Like like it seems like there were roadblocks in front of me. And throughout that whole process of building the space in the center the first time around, I would get to these sort of roadblocks and or obstacles, and I would just think, well, the universe wouldn't have taken me this far if it wasn't going to take me all the way. It wasn't going to bring me to this space of realizing a dream if it wasn't going to walk me through all of the steps to get there. And so, this question, or this sort of statement that I would say to myself, is like, there's a way. There's a way. I just can't see it right now because I'm sitting in my little human self. So here I am, a little human at the bottom of this valley, and I'm trying to figure it out, and it's this mountain between me and where I think I need to be. And where I feel like I'm guided to go, but how do I go from there to there when I can't see anything because the forest is all around me, and I can't see the path. And so for me, it was all about tuning in and pondering, like, there's a way. So show me the way. Show me where the step is. What's the next place to go? Where do I go from where I am right now? What's my next action in the next 5 minutes? And so I would just take that into meditation I would also just sort of there was this element of surrendering with that statement that really helped me. And it's helping me still when there's this possibility of like having to close this space that I worked so hard to get, but I don't think I need to close it. But how does it all work out? And having these endless question marks of uncertainty that we are all thrown into in our various ways. Everybody, every single person is navigating through this time. And really every time is, before this, we were still navigating in a world of uncertainty, but we were just less keenly aware of just how uncertain the future was, because the day-to-day of our lives was fairly predictable. And it's only when you have a crisis or an upheaval in your life, and those were happening before all of this pandemic stuff happened. It's only when you have a crisis that you realize that the world isn't predictable, and it never was, that there's always this element of uncertainty within our lives. And how do you navigate that uncertainty? And one of the ways that has always been some like the bedrock of how I've done all of my things is I ground, I breathe, I tune into Mother Earth, I tune into my guides and angels, and then I ask to be shown the way, and then I let it go. I often say that the how is the universe's job. Our job is just to put out this idea, this intention of what we would like, and then let it go and surrender, and then do whatever we can from where we are in that moment, in that present moment, and just take those little steps, step by baby step, and see where it leads us. But there's such a power to having a positive mindset in that process, because you get what you think about, and our thoughts create the world. We are living in this sea of energy. Everything around us is fluid by nature. It is energy, it is vibration. And the biggest part of us is energy and vibration. And so having a positive intention, having a positive mindset, having a focus of optimism can actually change your world, same world, to many different experiences, because the world is a sea of all of the best things and all of the worst things. But what you get to experience, you create this universe or this bubble of light around you. And when you put that energy around you, it creates this sort of magnet. You become magnetized to positive experiences when you're in a positive mindset, and vice versa sometimes. So, but what's really nice is that the positive thoughts, you don't need to even be all that positive. You just need to be a little bit positive, because positive thoughts are way more potent, way more powerful than negative thoughts. Positive thoughts are in harmony with the whole frequency of the universe, which is a lot of energy. So it doesn't take very much to start swinging things your way, to start shifting things to be in a pattern that is that starts bringing circumstances to you where you can take action. I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos lately, and I watched several about Oprah, because I was really concerned, or I was really curious about, you heard her origin story of how she started out, but I was really curious about that process of how you meet, what happened before things started happening for her. And she says, and I hope I can get it right, is that luck is preparation meeting opportunity. So you do what you can. So your work is to prepare. is to hone your craft, to get really, really good at the things that you really want to do, and really practice and do the work and do whatever you can to get better at the things that you would like to be doing in the world. And then there's this opportunity, and opportunities are like you don't have to worry about your ship coming in. Ships run on timetables. They have schedules, and they run with the tides. Opportunity comes in waves, and the universe will continually bring you opportunity after opportunity. Every day we get a new chance, and we get a new set of vibrational opportunities and possibilities come our way. And so when you're in that positive mindset, when you're doing the work to become prepared to do your self-healing work, to take care and nurture the things that are most important, to pay attention to your priorities in life and really align your actions with your priorities, and to learn as much as you can, and to really enjoy everything with a drip of gratitude and grace. It creates miracles. It's a miracle process that ends up happening. And it seems like a miracle, and it seems like luck, and it seems like just providence running in your way. But it's also because you did the work. It's both working together. It's that we need the in-breath like we need the out-breath. We need the gentle receptivity, and we need to take an action. We need to take those little tiny guided steps as they are presented in front of us. So manifesting is two parts. It's taking guided action and being in that positive mindset, and it's also surrendering and going, there's a way, and you show me, and I'll be there when you tell me what the next step is. And until then, I'm just gonna like do the little works and tidy things up, and I'll just sweep the floor again and figure out what the next step is, and just wait. Very much right now we're in a mode of waiting and having to surrender to forces beyond our control. And while that is shifting, there's a lot of things that we need to just sort of ride through that wave, and while we're waiting, we can be doing all kinds of little things and brave things and bold things that will move us towards where we want to be. If we each shine our light a little bit brighter inside the context of our own lives, then it means that it shines brighter for everyone. We're all interconnected. And so when one of us lights up, when one of us feels happy or joyful or hopeful or expanded or creative, those little moments are everything right now. It lights everybody else up. And together, it's easier. It's easier together, because, if I'm low and you're high, you can inspire me. And if I'm up here and you're not, that's okay. We can rise up together. And if we're both up there, then great. We can ask more people to join us, and it just ripples out from there. Yeah. So yeah, I have a lot of thoughts about all of those things. And when I kind of get on a roll with it, I feel better and better and better. And that's the power of just that one simple statement, there's a way. There's a way. There's always a way. No matter where we are, there's a way. Wonderful. I'd love to hear what you had to, what you think about that. You can type that in the chat or in the comments. Bia, how does that all sit with you? What are your thoughts and feelings about
Yeah.
that?
Oh, I love that so much. I really like what you said about Oprah. Just luck is preparation, meeting opportunity. I think that's really cool. And then, yeah, I just think you also mentioned just how it's like it's not our job to figure out what all the little pieces are right now. It's just our job to put it out there. And I think that's like that makes it so much less intimidating to follow what we want to do, and like the big things we want to create is just knowing that we don't have to do it all right now. We just have to be open to doing it at all. And
Yeah.
I think, yeah, I think a lot of it is self-worth, just like feeling worthy of doing big things and doing the things that our heart calls to. And when we
Mm-hmm.
have that self-worth, we listen to the little messages. So
Yeah.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you nailed it. The self-worth piece is in there for sure. It
Mm-hmm.
is in there for sure, because there's a bit of that, like, who am I to shine so bright, and ask for what seems impossible, or to dream a dream that doesn't have any. It doesn't seem like there's any way to get there from where I am right now. So why even dream it? Is sometimes what the ego mind or the inner critic might say, is like, just, it'll be easier, just, settle in and don't do anything. you know all kinds of shenanigans that the inner critic and the ego can try to pull us back from our dreams. But yeah, it's that believing that you're worthy, and believing that it's okay to dream. um yeah, it's just it's it's really it's really important. So yeah, I love that. I've been really going into uh, reading stuff from my mentors, and really going back to sort of my roots, and rereading books that have really inspired me, and watching videos that are kind of hopeful and uplifting. I cannot get enough of virtual choirs right now. Like, I can't get enough of them. And I think it's so cool, because I stumbled on a video. It seems like a random tangent, but I don't think it is. I stumbled on a video um, like a while ago, and in 2011, there's this man, and I can't remember his name, but he has a TED Talk video, and you can probably track it down. And he did a virtual choir of over 2,000 singers in 2011. And just the inspiration to put that together and to figure out how you even do such a thing. It seems like like back in 2011, you could just gather people together. You could just hold auditions and rehearsals, and you could just sing together. But he had this different idea of putting together voices from all around the world to sing in these mass choirs, and he's still doing it today. And I have no doubt that the ability of people now all around the world to put together music and distance choirs and singers and all kinds of things are because of that random inspiration. Nobody had done it yet, but he did it, and he did it in a really remarkable way. And yeah, and we'll share that in the links of those videos. But it's that kind of thing that just really lights me up, is like, when you follow, you have no idea where your random dreams will take you, or how meaningful they will be for other people. That he did that, and he followed that, and he created something that was remarkable, that set this groundwork for people now to when we really need to see other people and connect with other people. That was just, that's how inspiration works. It's like, you don't know why you have this idea that lights you up inside, and you don't know if anybody else will like it or want it, but you just know that you need to make it. So make it, do it, because who knows what's happening down the line and how much that will bring hope and joy and inspiration to people and brighten up their day and lighten up their day. And it might start out small and it might ripple out from there. And it really is about, you can't climb a mountain in one leap. You can only do it one tiny step after another. You have to rest and take breaks. You have to take care of yourself. You have to be safe and wise. You have to make sure that all of the rest of your life and needs are nurtured and taken care of. And that's a big task. So, the only way we can ever do anything is in the present moment. And so it's this balance between like the big dream and the big vision, but then just taking those little tiny steps and knowing that forward is forward. It doesn't matter how big the step is today, whether it was just like, hey, I got out of bed today, I got showered or brushed my hair, like I'm on top of the world, I had food and a nice warm house. And so therefore I'm winning at life, and really being grateful for all of those things and celebrating the successes that we have in every single moment. I think another piece in all of that of like manifesting dreams and creating that big vision is to be really, really this idea I've been thinking about, like grounded in gratitude, that when we can be really well grounded and in the present moment and in a state of gratitude and wonder, that is the best place to be in, because that's the place you always want to be in, regardless of where life takes you. That's the goal, is to be fully where you are, accepting what is, moving through all of the feelings with love and compassion, doing your inner work and self-care, and then just flowing with, okay, what's next from right here where I am? What's next? And maybe it's, rest. Maybe it's, go and write. Maybe it's, talk to other people. Maybe it's pick up the phone and call somebody you love. All of those things are really important. Sometimes it's like, go to bed early, eat your vegetables, drink more water. Those are all also really, really important steps along the path. And it's managing your self-care and making sure your light is tended to and bright, so that you can shine and ripple and radiate that light for others when it's time to do that. So, and Bobby has a comment in the experience in the meditation. Before I forget, beautiful sacral and root chakra just shining, and the earth was rotating in red light. That's amazing. Just loving that root chakra energy. So thank you for sharing that. I just want to share a little excerpt from my book. Ooh. And can I get that in focus? There we go. From The Secret Art of Happiness is the book I wrote. And I just wanted to read this little bit from the gratitude chapter. So, gratitude and appreciation for all life circumstances requires us to leave the role of victim. We start looking at all of our tragedies in a new light. Gratitude for the tough times prompts us to consider this. Maybe life is not happening to us. Maybe life is happening for us. Maybe we either are the architects of our own lives and we're creating it all. Maybe we can find benefit from each and every experience we have ever had. When we are in a state of gratitude, we are in the flow of life. We are aligned with our source of abundance, divinity, and health in all forms. Source is always, always able to see the positive in every experience. From that broad and expanded view, the beauty of our soul path is abundantly clear. All of the pieces are within view, and we can see that we have a far greater benefit from our struggles than detriment. This divine eye view can see each failure creates expansion, growth, and clarity. From this wise angle, we can see each event as the gift it truly is. They are all blessings. When we develop the skill of focus, we see from the divine eye view. We see our failures as hidden gifts. We access a deep power to transform and change. We no longer fear failure, and so we are freed from it. We no longer fear for success, and so it is ours. We release the need to diminish ourselves because we can access the truth. We are all divine, glorious beings who are truly worthy of all the good the universe has to offer and then some. If we can rejoice in every experience, we are assured a beautiful and prosperous life. It is all happening perfectly at the perfect time. The moment you choose a thought of gratitude, you stop resisting the tremendous abundance, health, good fortune, and love on its way to you right now. It is only a thought away. So there you go. I often think I write these things that I write for me. And when I get in a place of struggle or worry or concern, I flip it open and I was like, man, I wrote this for me. I wrote this for me because we all have trials and tribulations and ups and downs, but through everything, gratitude is also a really, really powerful guiding statement. You know, that guiding statement, I am grateful, and I am grateful for looking for things to be grateful for in things that are difficult. You know, finding, you know, it's a rainy day here in Calgary, and I really love the sunshine, so I'm not the biggest fan of rainy days. But my husband is a very big fan of rainy days. He loves weather like this, sopping and 15 degrees and gray. He's happy as a husky. He's like, you know, those like dogs with the big fur, they, you know, that overheat all the time. He is so joyful on rainy days. And so even that was like I can be grateful for something that I don't prefer, because I can be grateful that somebody I care about prefers it. You know, just like trying to find the tiniest little thing that can bring light into the moment. Yeah, that's one little bit. Gratitude. Bia, did you have anything to add or share to that?
I think that's awesome. I think you got it all there. I guess just like what I take from it is just that gratitude is manifestation. It's matching us up with what we want. But yeah, that was beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. And one other little statement that has really worked for me is things always work out for me. That, and it's really been like our family motto, and is things always work out for us. And if they aren't working out, you just give it a minute, you know. And it is remarkable because it's always true. It's like, it is always true. Things are always working out for us, and things are always working out for me. And that ability to, even when things look bleak, when they look like they're down, when it's extremely challenging. How is this working out for me? How is it? And knowing that it is working out for me is a lifeline, or a statement that has really pulled me through. I also really, really love theme songs, or songs that just sort of, I've got a playlist that it's got Eye of the Tiger and Dancing Queen on it. And it's just like a whole pile of songs that get me out of bed and power me up and make me feel like I can do this. I can do the next bit. I've been really loving Rise Up by the Parachute Club, and Rise Up by Audra Day, and any song that has Rise Up in it. This idea of like, just keep going, and and I think I love, sorry, I love those songs because they really reinforce just how strong we really are and how important life really is. Sorry. Bia, would you like to add anything while I grab some water?
Yeah, I think that's kind of what I was thinking about earlier too, is just like with saying mantras and with like saying words that we want to manifest. I think that's just like humans are capable of like way more than we know that we are. And like if someone has done it, I think that's like a really good sign that it's totally possible. So it's like, yeah, it's like a way of like honing in on our inner strength and like identifying our capability.
Yeah. Is there a guiding statement or intention that's been a powerful one for you in the last little while, or that you return to?
I always go to the self-love ones, like just the straight up, I love myself. But I also really like, this kind of ties into, but I really like just the classic, like I think I can. And I remember as like a really little kid playing a video game for like, it was like Baja Racers 1996 or something. But I remember playing it, and I had my older siblings, and I was always like the last one. And I remember that was the first time I ever did like said words of affirmation, because I was saying like I think I can the whole time. And I remember that was the first time I won, and it was like it was so exciting, and it was just like that like I remember feeling corny about it, but it worked. So
yeah. And I often think of like Olympic athletes, where they like the difference is really does all of them are extremely prepared, and it's the difference is really like mental. It is entirely the it comes down to thousandths of a second between first place and second place, or hundreds of thousands of a second. And and it's really about connecting, that mental preparation, and it's really like it's measuring the difference of belief sometimes, is like, because it and some of those things, it's like, these little tiny micro twitches is what makes the difference between one outcome and another, and yeah, that's wonderful. Thank you. Sorry, I think I'm choking and coughing because I feel like my husband is cooking peppers right now, and the fumes have wafted up. This is what happens when you work in the same space. This is like quarantine at its best right now. So every time I breathe in, I'm breathing in the fumes of like hot peppers. So this is what I figured out why I keep choking every time I breathe. So Excuse me. So I am well. Just so you all know, I'm well. It's just hot, spicy food happening. So, oh yes, and the other thing that is been an anchor for me is connecting in with my ancestors. So I have thought more about my grandma and my ancestors and sort of that pioneering spirit more in this last couple of months than I've thought about them in years. And I mean, I think about them often, but that strength of the people who have come before me, who have lived hardship and overcome it, and knowing that there's that strength that lives in my bones, that I can inherit their strength, and that I can pull on that source of strength, you know, of in particular like my grandmothers who they each had 7 children, and they just got up, and it didn't matter how tired they were, it didn't matter what was going on. There was work to do. There were kids to feed, there were cows to tend to, there was farm work, there was always dishes, you know. And I find that really, really pulls me through, is knowing that I've inherited that, and I can activate that, and I can call on that strength, and I really feel like the strength of our ancestors lives within us. It's in our bones, it's in our DNA. And that when we go, maybe our immediate family doesn't have that, but if we go far enough back, there are strong ones out there. If one other person has been able to live and thrive and survive through adversity, we can too. We can too. And we can call on that to pull us through each and every little step along the way. So, wonderful. Beautiful. So, what I'd love to do, unless, did you have anything to add to that, Bia?
I think that sounds great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Great. What I'd love to do next is do this lightworker energy activation meditation. And it's like a healing bath and a meditation, but I just need to drink a little bit of water before we start, because otherwise I'll just cough all the way through. So it's real, it's live, the show must go on. But anyway, you can just get totally settled in. And after the meditation, I always find after meditation is the best time to ask what that statement is, what the next steps are, what maybe your intention is, because it's right today when we're recording this is also the new moon. And the beauty of the moon is that it provides this very ancient cycle that we can depend on. One thing that I love about the moon, and why I named my business LunaHolistic, is that it's got this cycle that is so changeable. It changes, the moon changes every single day. Every couple of days it goes into a new astrological sign. It cycles like clockwork. It is a clock. It is a way that we measure time within our lives. So it's constantly changing, and it is also not changing, because it is always there, and it is steady, and it's consistent when everything else is inconsistent. And, and I find that in the new moon phases of of the phase of the moon, it's a beautiful time to think about what seeds do we want to plant now that we would wish to blossom and harvest later. And maybe within this lunar cycle, maybe within several lunar cycles, but what intention or what is the direction that we would like to go in? So setting that positive intention or that mindset or that statement that will pull you through and move you towards where you need to be in the world. And so you can just sort of ponder that or just let that simmer in and settle in as we do this meditation together. So you can gently close your eyes. Take a few deeper breaths. Just relaxing. Gently closing your eyes. Just letting any of that static charge relax and be released gently by a sigh of relief. Just knowing there is a strong guiding presence here with us all, deep down in the core of everything. There is a steadiness and a flow, a deep inherent wisdom within the planet, gently guiding us and nourishing us, supporting us in any way imaginable. Just letting everything heavy melt into the tender arms of Mother Earth. She is prepared to receive it all. There is nothing too big. There is nothing too painful. There is nothing too overwhelming that she cannot help us with. Letting that strong and nourishing guidance flow. Feeling that ancient rhythm of energy. Knowing that rhythm within the earth, that slow and deep cycle of nature lives within you. You can feel it in your bones. You can feel it in your heart. You know this to be true. Take another deep sigh of relief, letting everything melt off of your shoulders, placing temporarily everything outside of your bubble, giving you the space and time to be within the stillness inside of you. Letting anything that isn't connected to your purpose in this lifetime go. Allowing your soul to decide what to keep and what to stay. Knowing that this is a process that happens deep inside of you. A knowingness in your heart. Allowing the mind and all of its thoughts to step into service of your heart and your soul. Your heart is in charge and it knows what to do. Your heart is in presence and full expansion of your spirit and your being in this moment. This beautiful and precious moment with all of its grace and gifts. It's yours. A beautiful violet light, a beautiful purple color is descending to touch your crown. The violet light descends from the infinite heavens to the top of your head, your crown. This violet light shines and radiates through your whole body, filling the top of your head, the crown, filling your forehead and your brain, your third eye, down through the throat, clear and flowing, moving in through the heart, filling and expanding, softening in through your shoulders, down the arms, and out the palms of your hands. Filling and concentrating the energy in your solar plexus, in your belly, gathering all of your solar plexus energy, keeping it inside you, bringing the energy down into the sacral, into your lower abdomen, bringing the energy right into your root, the base of your spine, all the way down your legs, shining radiantly out the bottoms of your feet and all the way to the center of the earth, completely connected and rooted. Take a few soft breaths into whatever you are feeling, knowing that all of your feelings are okay, giving them space to be felt fully, breathing deeply into the sensations of it, noticing how they naturally shift and move. Very gently, one by one, being led into the light, into the light and grace of your soul. Begin taking soft breaths into your energy field, noticing what's there, noticing with kindness and compassion, allowing anything in your energy field that isn't yours to dissolve. Letting it go to the highest light, knowing that there is an immense, kind, and loving presence within the universe, looking out for all of us. Surrender everything that is beyond your control to the light. allowing your aura to be swept clean and clear by your guides and angels, your immense divine team. Feel this light extend through your aura, your electromagnetic field, right around your body. Feel it clear and cleanse the energy right near your body with a beautiful and comforting red energy layer all around your body. Just beyond the red, a beautiful, vibrant orange light all around your aura. Just beyond the orange, a beautiful, radiant yellow light and energy all around you. Just beyond the yellow, a brilliant, compassionate green all around you. Just beyond the green, a cool and soothing blue all around you. Just beyond the blue, a serene indigo all around you. Just beyond the indigo, a protective and comforting violet all around you. A beautiful purple color. Notice or feel or know the presence of loving divine beings, your team, your spirit guides, your guardian angels, ascended masters, or the universe itself. Whoever you think the best is, they are here with you. Know that this divine loving presence is maintaining your ground and maintaining your auric field no matter what is happening. No matter where you are, they are there and supporting you, making sure you are completely contained within your bubble of light. It is all held in place by the divine. Rest here for a moment. And now you can gently bring yourself back to presence Gently wiggling your fingers and your toes. Bring your hands down your legs, letting the energy connect into the earth below you. And sweeping your hands through and around your aura, with your hands facing your body, just smoothing off that field around you, giving it a gentle pat. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Wonderful. Thank you, everyone. I'd love to hear how that went for you, what you experienced. Yeah, you can type that into the chat or into the comments below. I would love to hear, just how that experience went, what shifted for you, or if any sort of intention statements or guidance kind of came through of the path ahead from your divine team. Bia, what did you experience?
That was so calm. I found for a while I was just kind of on autopilot. It was like something kind of deeper in me was just like listening to your words and just floating right along with it. But it was really cool when I opened my eyes. There's a big tree right outside this big window in my living room, and it's like just turning green like the last week or so, but my house is just like glowing with green. And it feels like so tranquil, and I feel very present. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. That was really it was really neat. And from Bobby, I felt that going through my crown chakra, and when I got to my shoulders, I felt like I had hands on them, very calming. That's wonderful. Yeah, that supportive divine team. Multi, that was wonderful. Felt my ancestors around me. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. That feeling of, I've often had that feeling of like just like a hand on the shoulder or a hand on the back, and that feel like it's all going to be okay. It's all going to be okay. So wonderful. One of the things that really came through for me was that this very humorous feeling of like I almost felt like I just felt this smile on my face because those hot peppers are still at work, let me tell you. And so when I was reading the meditation, I could only breathe in through my nose, and it's still in the room because I have the windows closed because it's cold and noisy outside. So and I was just thinking of like how funny it is to be in this like place that I would much prefer being able to take a full breath without hot pepper oil getting in the back of my throat and making me cough. And I just have to be really careful. But I just think of like this being grateful for even that, because it's like it slowed down how I was reading, and even just this like I just think it's all so funny. It's so hilarious, and how here I am sitting down to do a really nice meditation and some very serious business work, and life is just chaotic and weird and wonderful and disruptive, and that's really the way things have been. It's like you either laugh or you cry, right? Like, so you might as well laugh, and sort of this choosing, so it's like I had this thought running through my head as I was reading the meditation. I'm like, am I going to go downstairs at the end of all of this, talking to you nice people about being grateful and being calm and in this loving place, and then yell at my husband for like cooking? I'm like, no, I'm not. And I have all of you to hold me accountable because, um, because, because he's cooking. I mean, like, amazing. Um, I might request that he doesn't cook, it's twist peppers. It's totally those little twist peppers. Man, they just like light up the, they light up the, like, I'm just breathing in hot oil right now. So that's all. So, but I really do feel like every opportunity, every moment is an opportunity. Even this one, even being in a place that's uncomfortable, there's always these hidden little benefits. There's, not being so serious, because there's something about gray weather outside that makes me, it just sort of makes you serious. It makes you, it kind of, for me, it sort of pulls me down a little bit. And then to have this little like, or you could just, roll with it. Um, you could just surrender to what is and accept where you are and continue, just do your best. And then tomorrow is a new day. Next week we'll be here again and we'll be different then. But every moment is an opportunity, and looking for those little hidden gems of opportunity that are really gifts. I feel like there's this moving, the energy of the universe is moving us in a way that we need to be nudged into, and looking for things that, sometimes we get messages back from the universe, things all open up or they all close down, and sort of noticing and paying attention to that, of like, sometimes when things aren't working out, it's because you're being nudged away, and other times it's more like, is there a way? And if there is a way, please show me the way through wherever I am to wherever I'm supposed to be. But just in the middle of it, the present moment is where life is happening. And there are things happening all of the time that are going to bring you back to the present moment. So while I have to still be exceptionally mindful of how I'm breathing while I'm talking to you, or I will go into another choking fit, the gift there is that I have this sensory experience that's slowing me down, that made me read that at the perfect pace for you. Read that meditation so that you could get the fullness of it in the time that you needed it to, not the time, me rushing from one sentence to the next because I'm trying to keep us all on time, but really being in this breath, this moment, this second, this precious, beautiful, messy second, with all of its delights and all of its challenges. This is the moment is what we have. It is what we can experience right now. It is the only thing that we can really be certain of. And so and in every moment we have, the universe is offering us a choice. Are you going to go with me, or are you going to struggle against me? Are you going to ride through this? Are you going to listen and surrender and let life lead? Or are you going to be everywhere else but right now? And I think that's such a huge thing through navigating through uncertainties, that you can do your best to prepare for future moments. But no, it may not turn out the way you had anticipated. It generally won't. Things hardly ever go as planned. And I think the entire world and planet is teaching us to not plan, Just surrender and trust and let go and be flexible and be compassionate and gracious with other people, because life is not predictable. It is not steady. As soon as you think that you can plan on something, it all changes, and it might all change again and all change again. And that's really what we can count on, is constant change and constant growth. But through it all, where what we have within us is the ability to choose, the ability to focus, to set that positive intention fueled by gratitude. And it makes a tremendous difference. It makes such a tremendous difference in our lives, in our world, in the outcome. And really, it's like, where are you going but to another present moment? And when you get to that peak moment, don't you want to be there for it? Or do you want to be somewhere in the future or somewhere in the past? So if we can use this disruption as training, it's a training ground for being present. So when the miracle happens, when the manifestation happens, you'll notice it. You'll notice it and you'll enjoy it, and you'll be able to be in it and fully be in it. One of the things that was sort of downloaded to me, because I channel a lot of the work that I do from Master Usui, the founder of Reiki, when I was writing The Secret Art of Happiness, is that we only really get, at the end of our lives, when we return home, we only really can experience or remember the moments we were present for. It's like everything else will be fuzzy. So it's like slowing things down and really immersing yourself in the moment, capturing those moments, because then you'll be able to remember them. And that, to me, was such a shocking and transformative idea. When I write those things, that's how I know it's not me, because I could have never thought of something so great and so profound and so tragic, of moments that I know that I've maybe lost because I wasn't there for them fully. And ever since I wrote that down, anytime there's a moment in my life, I don't pull out my phone. I pull out my mind. I pull out my heart. I capture it and record it as though I'm the film, and that I, somewhere deep inside me, I get to keep that inside forever. And then I can go back to it anytime I like. So anytime I've traveled, anytime I've gone on a nature walk, anytime I've shared a moment with my family and I think, this is a moment, then I'm there in it. And I live it as much as I possibly can live it. And I pay attention to my senses, and I notice how I'm feeling, and I notice what's happening within other people. And we're in a moment that we don't need to rush through. It's uncomfortable, but there's beauty here. There are things happening now. We may never get this again. Hopefully we never have to get something like this again to wake us all up. But let's take the beauty from the suffering and make the suffering meaningful. Make this the purpose of us all doing this in the first place is compassion, of and now that the things are lifting and we can kind of resume something new and weird, new life, with these physical distancing requirements. It's like, let's keep the gifts that were so hard won. Everything we've learned in this experience, can we keep the good of this and bring it into this new world and this new way of being? That's something I've been really really, really aware of. Like, there's a lot of great things that quarantine has taught me about myself. It's about my family, about what I value, about what lights me up and where my purpose lies. And I imagine it's been the same for you. There's those peppers again. Before I choke again, Bia, I'm going to pause there, and I'm just going to ask you, what has this time, what are the gifts that have been brought to you during this time of quarantine?
I know you've mentioned this before, but I think something about quarantine just showed every single thing that wasn't working just kind of cleared out. Um, yeah, it's like, it's weird how like the change was just going and staying at home, but it changed like every aspect of life, like people who weren't working, situations, the way I study, like everything has changed. And now it's working in a way that's better for me. So yeah, and it's just like required me to use my tools to a greater extent. And I think that's a really big blessing as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How about for you?
I really feel that. I feel like like um there's challenges with us living all together at home and running two businesses and teaching my kid, and we're in a really small space. You know, which is why when you cook downstairs, there's nowhere but the fumes to go, but upstairs and right here. So, and but the things like I've just noticed like how much I enjoy uh hanging out with people, and I've been connecting with people more, really connecting with people more, and being in contact with people, and making an effort to reach out. There's been definitely things where um, I've I've cultivated this ability because I've had to, which is like when I have a need and I think, oh, I need somebody to do this for me. Then there's a second question, which is like, is that true? Is that real? Do you really need that? You know, of this like, I feel like there's been this like paring down of what's necessary, of like what's necessary, what's true, what's real, what's lasting, what's most important. This sort of reorientation of my life with my values. And it wasn't that far off before this happened, but it's like it's really made me take a really close look of like, what are the things that are most important to me, and what are the things that I actually need. Um and I think that's been a really big blessing. um and and then also just like I'm just blown away by the compassion that people have, um, and the softness that I see in people, this um, kindness that's burst out of people's hearts everywhere around the world. And um, and it's not just words, you know. It's like we're sharing this global thing that where we're all in it in our own ways. Nobody's experience is the same, but everybody is experiencing it, you know. And that's, I think, it's intriguing to me. I like thinking about the good that will come from it. I try to stay on that side of it, because otherwise I just cry. You know, because there are so much heartbreak out there. And then also just riding through, I think it's like one of the things that I've really felt is like um, this clarity of like, my job isn't to remove emotion or get rid of negative emotions, but to really process, understand, and accept those emotions as signals. And that as soon as I accept how I feel, then it can start moving because it's been acknowledged. And as soon as it's been acknowledged, it doesn't need to be there anymore. It's just a signal. It's just an indicator light. Is like a little warning light on the dashboard of like, oh, you're gonna feel, let's feel sad. Like this is a sad moment, so let's feel sad. It's like, okay, we're gonna, and if I struggle against the feeling, then I'm stuck in it more. And if I accept what the feeling is, then I can move through it. When I move through it, I learn something about about myself, about the world, about asking for what I need and what I don't need, and then examining whether I really need that, to change the feeling, when really it's like a meditation or a walk away from shifting all of those things. Yeah, there's been a lot of quite profound things and realizations, um, and I think in even doing things like this, it really excites me to reach people like everywhere, and and to connect with people all, potentially all over the world, and to sort of help in the way that I know how to help best. Um, yeah, this sort of like clarification of my purpose, and of just helping people find their purpose and live a life where they are lit up doing the thing that they are put here on the planet to do. And that's really what I wish for all of you. Everybody that I work with is like, I just want to see you shine. I just want to see you lit up and in your light and in that grateful, bright, shiny, happy, compassionate heart that you really truly are. Um, and moving through whatever pain or blocks or sadness that are blocking you from doing what lights you up in the world. And that's always been my purpose and mission, but it's been really in a, you know, relief contrast. I can see it very, very clearly. And, I love this work. I love doing this with all of you. I love doing meditations because I love meditating and it's great, but it's really exciting to meditate together. It's really exciting to do Reiki together, to help people move through things. I think it's so cool that I get to see somebody's transformation. As a Reiki practitioner, I'm like a catalyst. I'm a wire. I'm plugging into a universal life force energy, and I'm just letting it flow through me. And I just sort of ask the divine. I set my intention, and I ask the divine to do this work and to guide me. And I'm just like the human bridge, helping people activate between where they are and where they'd like to be. And Reiki just creates this conduit that brings people's that vibration of health and well-being and whatever else they want to bring into their lives. It syncs the two of them up, and that is so exciting to me. And it's remarkable what Reiki can do. It defies explanation, and it really, really activates this soulful energy within people's lives, and they heal through all kinds of stuff. I'll just never get tired of that. It never will cease to amaze me, the growth and transformation that people go through, and the courage that people bring to their healing is just remarkable and wonderful. And Yeah, it's an honor to get to do that kind of work with people. And I also just really love seeing people, you know, when they're like, yeah, I want to do that, or they've got like some healing supportive work that they do, or creative work that they do. And it's like, I know that for myself that the biggest challenges in business are often not like the economy or pricing or marketing. It's about the inner self and moving through the inner self and you know, really clearing out the blocks to that are preventing that, you know, you from shining your light in the world. So that's kind of been my jam through all of this. And thank you everybody for being here and joining us tonight. I really, really appreciate your time and your presence, and just you being you and shining your light in the world. Keep doing that. Keep connecting in, taking care of yourself, taking care of your people, and tapping into the thing that lights you up more than anything else. I want to absolutely thank Bia for joining me today. Um, would you like to share your thoughts before we close off? I'd love to hear what you think.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I feel really grateful and really peaceful, and I'm just really happy to have been a part of this. So thank you for doing this tonight.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Bia. Thank you, everybody. Um, and yeah, and just ponder that statement, that song, that guiding intention that can light you up and pull you through. There's a way. Things always work out for you, and you are grateful. I am grateful. I am grateful for all of you. We'll close off with a giant hug, a global hug. Thank you. And we'll just expand that hug out to hug more people, everyone joining, and just hug the whole world. Imagine that you're hugging the globe and just feeling that big hug back. And then give yourself a big hug. And thank you. Thank you, everybody, so very much. Have a wonderful rest of your night and a wonderful week ahead. Thank you, and be well.